Dad will be up. And I'm going to, apparently I didn't hit the go live button. There we go. And I am going to do a haul for you guys and let you know like what I pick up and such. So for once I don't have anybody waiting. I have one viewer so far, but I know I do have a lot of people watching this later. So welcome everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So today is December 17th, and I am a part-time reseller. I sell on multiple platforms, and so I decided to share my journey. I started my YouTube channel a little over a year ago, and so this is where I'm at. I love to share with you guys what I find in the thrift stores, what I sell online, how much I sell it for, and sometimes I do thrift with me's, thrift hauls. But this show I started because I was pretty heavy into ThredUP, and not so much anymore. If you sell on ThredUp, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't really have much news for ThredUp. I did have somebody reach out to me a couple of days ago, actually yesterday, and she showed me a screenshot and was confused because the items that she just had a kit processed under the new pricing policies, and the payout, she had an item priced at like $150, maybe it was $130, and the payout should have been 65%, maybe to 80%, and it was only 20-some%. I told her to reach out to customer support. Let me know in the comments down below or in the live chat if you know what is going on, because that shocked me. I'm hoping it was just a glitch, but just beware. I'm only using ThredUp from here on out as liquidation. Before I had thought about sending my high-end pieces, but I have heard from others. Sorry, I think my son got hurt upstairs, and he's 3 and he likes to exaggerate it a little bit. But my husband is up there with him. So anyways, if you're in the chat, let me know. Say hello. I would love to know if anybody's with me. This is the first time, you know, I didn't post that I was doing a live tonight. Normally I do, and so I'm just going to go ahead and go through my emails. I don't even know if I got paid out for anything this week on ThredUp. I did send 2 kits 2 weeks ago. They arrived within 10 days. The first kit was a little bit quicker. The second kit, so I live in Illinois, and my kits go to the Arizona warehouse for ThredUp. If you don't know what ThredUp is, it's an, yeah, I don't know. My husband, I'm sure he's got it under control, but it's bedtime for our kids, so, yeah. ThredUp is an online consignment store. I was making decent money over there, and then they've had some changes, and now I'm just going to send items there that I just want to get rid of. Unfortunately, I sell mainly vintage, and so a lot of the items that ThredUp is sending me back that hasn't sold, I really could care less about. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's just kind of collecting in my garage right now, and I don't know if I want to sell it myself or what to do. So, like I said, I was going to go on here. And see. Hey, babe. Hey, Clark. Clark, is Dad with Chip?
No. Chip's crying because he was,
Okay, hey, I'm live right now on YouTube.
Okay.
You guys need to go up to our room and start a movie. Okay? Dad will be up there in a minute. Okay, so my husband wasn't with my kid. Alright, so I'm just going to go up. Okay, I got a payout on the 15th. So 2 days ago. Ooh, guess how much I made, guys? $1.08 for a pair of maternity leggings that I got for myself, and they didn't fit right, but I thrifted them, so whatever. Made a whole $1 this week. Let me see if I got paid out on my other account. Have you guys gotten better payouts recently with ThredUp? I have not. I'm not sure if I just need to like call it quits over there. So last week we mentioned Buffalo Exchange. I believe it's called Buffalo Exchange. Oh, funny story with the hair. I'll get to it in a minute. And so Buffalo Exchange is also an online, or not online, it's like a brick and mortar consignment store. And, or not consignment. Is it like a buy sell trade store? I don't know. Anyways, I looked it up because we had talked about it last week as being a potential other place to send our clothes. Apparently they send you a bag like ThredUP and you send your items there and the payout is about 30%. So this last week I went on YouTube and, sorry, I need to open up my drink. I went on YouTube and I did some research and I watched a couple of videos, just a few, so this is just my opinion from what I've seen so far. And they did not have much luck. They did not really make any money. And so I'm not sure that would be the route for me. I don't know. I think, I don't know if you've been watching the news lately, but it sounds like COVID may be decreasing. I don't know. It's kind of up for debate. But I think if more people feel safer to go out, I may look at my local consignment store. About 10 years ago, I had decent luck with them with my personal wardrobe. So I think I'm just going to do that. Okay. So I know I use these like in my videos. This is called a koozie. Okay, so I'm from Illinois and we're kind of rednecky where I live. And this is called a koozie. This is actually an insulated one. My grandparents always used these growing up as a kid. And I know most people just use like the foam, like the small ones. But you stick these in the freezer and it keeps your pop cold for hours because I'm very picky when I drink soda. Soda pop, whatever you want to call it. Mine has to be really cold or I won't drink it. Okay, guys. Here's my snack of the evening. Do you guys like circus peanuts? Also, since it is the month of December, I have to show you guys something that I got. Check it out. I love Lilo & Stitch. My kids love Lilo & Stitch. And I found this sweatshirt. It is brand new. It's from Disney. And I got it home. I didn't know it lit up. And I put it on. My husband's like, what is that? And then I realized it lights up. How cool is that? I love it. $2. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, I'm going to turn it off because it is a little distracting. I'm also going to try to sit further away from the camera. Last week I was so close to the camera it like cut off part of my face. So I apologize for that. But let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let me know, how was your guys' week? Okay, so you like my hair, guys? Really? I wanted bangs. I was like, I think it was 2009. I think I was right before I graduated from college. And I loved the bang look, and so I did the bang look as well, and it was such high maintenance. I hated it, so I grew my bangs back out, but I wanted some wispy bangs, but COVID, you know, kind of got the best of me. Have you guys cut your own hair yet? Yeah, guys. Really? You like it? I sent a video to my family, and they're like shocked, like, oh, are you serious? It's like a wiener roll or whatever you want to call it. Like, I keep going like this. I don't know. It's kind of like, what, 70s Farrah Fawcett? I don't know. But what's funny about it is I have commitment issues. So, it's not real. It is a clip-in. Great alternative because I do not want to commit to bangs. So, I went on Amazon and I bought it. It was $12. However, I got this, and it's not an exact match for my hair. Like if I was out in the sunshine, you could probably tell it was fake. But it came with another set of bangs, but it's like a little shrivel. It doesn't even cover my forehead. So no, I don't have true bangs, guys. I fooled you, fooled you. Okay. So, I have a haul for you, if you're still with me. Thank you for being so patient. Okay. What would you like to see? We'll start with the vintage first. Alright. I love selling vintage linens. I tell you guys all the time. This was half off. I paid probably like $1.50 for it. It's a baby blanket. Baby blankets do really well because when little kids become adults, they have their own kids, they want their babies to have the same blanket they had. So this is a cute novelty print with vintage, like, old rhymes on it. Sorry, I can't read it when... So this one is the Pussycat one, which I think is kind of funny. No pun intended. Where have you been? Mary had a little lamb. I had a little dog, and his name was Bluebell. I've never heard that one. My kids have a really big rhyming book, or nursery book, and I went through and I was reading them to them, and these nursery rhymes are pretty graphic. Like, have you ever actually listened to the words, rockabye baby? Like, the baby falling out of the tree? Really? I don't know. Okay, $1.50. I haven't checked comps on any of these items, but I could probably get $35 or $40 for that. And I'm not sure the decade. I'm going to say 70s. Okay. Now, this is a modern piece. It's a little girl's Christmas dress. It is brand new with tags from Blueberry Boulevard. There's a tag. Retails for $54. I got it for $1. So it's too late, obviously, to ship this. I'm just going to put it up for sale on Facebook, our local Facebook group, for $20. And it should sell rather quickly. What other goodies do I have for you? Okay, here's another non-vintage piece, which I think is the only other non-vintage piece I got. This is Michael Stars, and this is actually new with tags. It was tucked into the outfit, otherwise they probably would have marked it up. So, Michael Stars, here's the tag. This retails for quite a bit. Now, the resale value is not amazing, but I know I just told you that I wasn't going to. I paid $6 for this. However, the style of this dress is amazingly cute. It is a houndstooth. It's like a houndstooth Glen plaid. I think is what they call it, Glen plaid. It's gray. It's got the bell sleeve, kind of, yeah. And very 1970s or like maybe go-go vibe. $6. I am going to maybe try this on Tradesy. Maybe I'll send it into the Real. I don't know. I kind of have a pile of the higher end stuff I'm not sure what to do with. I love, okay, vintage sweaters are really popular. I haven't been to retail stores in such a long time or even looked to purchase retail, but I know Zara and some other companies are actually making vintage inspired sweaters. And it's a thing because they are such in demand that they're hopping on trains. So here I got this due to the colors and style. I loved it. It's a purple with a black metallic. It does feel quite itchy. Now with vintage, I tell you every time, but I'm going to tell you again. Vintage does not matter on the brand. No, Ellie, we didn't get any snow. Did you get any? I'm trying to think. Down in Oklahoma, they had quite the snowstorm the other day. There's the tag. It's in acrylic wool blend. Made in Taiwan. I'm going to say 80s. There are no shoulder pads. Really cute. It is a smaller size, so hopefully I can squeeze it over me. I don't know about you guys, but since COVID, I think I've gained probably 10 pounds. Yeah, it's about 10 pounds. So come the new year, my husband and I are going to clean up our eating habits, which means no soda. Let me know in the chat, have you guys gotten snow yet? We have had it snow a couple of times, like just flurries or maybe a light dusting, but knock on wood, we haven't had any. I've been loving the weather so far. 3 to 4 inches in Iowa City last week. Really? I wonder if, you know what, I think it went up north, like Quad Cities. I'm south of the Quad Cities. Okay. What other awesome things? Okay, I saw these and I don't know for sure if I'm selling these. Just to give you a heads up, Looney Tunes is very popular and I found some 90s Looney Tunes embroidery patterns. Embroidery is making a comeback with the younger generation. People are upcycling and embroidering clothes, jackets. They're painting their clothes. It's a thing. I kind of like it myself. So that's why I don't know if I'm going to keep or sell. I'm going to see how much I could possibly price these for, and then I may keep them if the price it just isn't there. I'm going to open this up for you. Okay, so here, get a close-up of all this awesomeness. How awesome is that? Okay, I'm going to open this and show you how cool. I am blown away. I used to watch the Looney Tunes. I used to be obsessed with Space Jam. Space Jam, yeah. Michael Jordan, you know, the whole thing. I was born in 87, so, and I'm from Illinois, so, you know, everybody wore Chicago Bulls stuff and obsessed with Michael Jordan. So cool. Okay, so I got 2 of them. They're $1/4 a piece. So, love it. More sweaters. So the sweater vests are very popular as well. Like the sweater vest, you know, it's a sweater sleeveless, even the ones that button down. The preppy look with the argyle print is also quite popular with the collared polos. So here is a preppy argyle wool blend vintage sweater. This was in the men's department. It is a wool blend, but it's only 10% wool. The rest is acrylic. It's a men's large. I'm going to say 80s because 90s, the cut of clothes was boxier and like oversized, and this is a more fitted. So I'm going to say that this is probably 80s. So the sweaters, I think they were $4, and the shirts were $3 if I had any tops. This one I got because of the leather accent. So these geometric vintage sweaters also do really well. I think I need to come to the side so I can see if it's in frame. So I think this is black and blue or black and green. I don't know. It's really dark down here so I can keep my ring light on. But the accent of leather is awesome. I love this. Of course, I'm not holding it up high enough. There you go. And this one is by Urban Works, 100% acrylic, yeah, with leather trim. So because it has leather trim, I think I could possibly get more for it. Oh, sorry. These are kind of hard. Yeah, so $4, and I'll probably ask, I don't know, I always start high, like 40 to 50. Loungewear, everyone's working from home, or mostly everyone, and I don't know about you, but I stay in my robes if I can. This is a vintage women's Sears coral pink robe, and it's fuzzy. It's like a polyester. It's collared with the lapel. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. What's this called? I had to do some research this week on collar styles. I can't remember the name of this one. So, and I only buy robes if they have their original sash, unless it's high-end, and then I will get a replacement. But just a full length. This is heavy. I will show you the tag. I'm guessing the decade is 70s, but it may be 60s. It is slightly faded, so I don't know if you guys will be able to read it, and it's partially unattached, so I'll need to reattach it. But here is the tag. It is Sears Best at home wear. Yeah. So women's, it's a good size. It's larger, so that will help it sell. Help sell it. These I debated on, but I think they're very on trend. Obviously they're floral, so they'll probably most likely sell in the springtime, but that doesn't matter. They are a vintage pair of women's denim floral embroidered fashion sneakers for everyday wear. They are adorable with pink and purple. Cute. They are by Cabin Creek. These are 90s. My 90s shoes do well on Etsy. They sell for, I mean, it depends on the style, but I can probably get $40 to $50 for these. And I paid $4. If I didn't tell you that. It's a hot mess here. I can't see what I've showed you and what I haven't showed you. Sorry, I haven't been checking the chat. Tom, you said 80s. What's for? Oh, for the win. Wow. Am I showing my age or what? I didn't know what FTW was for a second. The vests. Yeah. Okay. I skimmed the children's section. I will buy children's clothes if it's vintage, and I can get like 30 plus for it. Here is an absolutely adorable, probably boys, but you could say unisex, 2-piece sweater, pants. The pants are quilted. Outfit. This is absolutely adorable. I'm probably going to try it on my daughter, have her wear it a couple of times. Sorry, I'm not holding it up high enough. I paid $2 for this, and I'm hoping to get probably 30. Now, before I've told you, I'm trying to raise my average sale price. So the last couple times I've gone thrifting, I've been pretty picky. And so I'm not picking up as much. I'm being more selective. But I've just been finding so much vintage the last 2 times I've gone out. What else do I have? Okay, I can't. Alright, well that may be it for what I find. I can't see very well down here. So I'm going to show you what I bought for myself personally, and then we'll chat about something else. Yeah, the leather trim. Okay, leather is huge right now. It's having a moment, like more than normal. So if you see leather out in the thrift, especially if it's like 90s or earlier, you should really get it because the quality is amazing and people are looking for that, like trench coats, leather skirts, leather pants, everything leather. So keep that in mind. Ooh, you got a vintage Oscar de la Renta robe. You kept it? Yeah. This is a crystal, or like a completely rhinestoned reindeer with like fur collar. Adorable. I love this. I love bling. It was $2.50. I went to a Salvation Army and their Christmas was 50% off. So yes, post your leather pants. I can get, depending on the style, usually about $40 or higher. So, okay, so there's the reindeer. Now, I don't know what the deal was with reindeer for me today, but I found another reindeer. This one was $7, but it has like hues of blue in it, and our accent color in our house, or in our like living space, is blue. So, absolutely amazing, covered in sequins of like silver and blue. This was $7, but that is fine by me. Love it. And then my daughter's name is Ellie, and I fell in love with this burlap upcycled frame. Actually, it's not true vintage frame. It is, yeah, it's Hobby Lobby, but that's okay. It's just a burlap with a cute E for Ellie, and I will hang this in her room. She has a similar styled frame with her name above her crib, so I think this will look really nice. And I paid $5 for, no, blue was half off, I forgot, so I paid $2.50 for this. Can't go wrong. I mean, and if you wanted to, you could paint this, you know, easily, but I like the contrast with the neutral tones, so I will not paint it. And then probably the best deal I got today were these. So silk flowers are expensive, especially quality ones. Even if you go to Hobby Lobby, they're like $6 to $10 for one stem. So I got this. These are very heavy. They are white berries, and they have like a frosted look, and it's actually glitter, like clear glitter. So I got all of these. This was priced at $8, and they had Christmas sale, so everything that was Christmas was half off. And I asked her, and she included it in the 50% off sale. So I got all of these gorgeous stems for $4. And so now I need to find a nice jar, or vase I mean, and put it in and display it probably on my fireplace. So, and then what else do we have? Just some stuff I got at Hobby Lobby. I love their clearance section. Do you guys ever go in the back corners of Hobby Lobby where they have their clearance items, like either old seasonal stuff or stuff they've had for a while? So I don't know if you're looking for containers, but I love baskets, any way to organize and keep clutter all together. So they have these apple baskets. They had quite a few, and they're on sale for $3. So if you're looking to organize, and they have metal handles, and so if you're looking to organize, Hobby Lobby, $3. So, all right, that's all I have for you guys. I did a haul the other day. Yes, early Merry Christmas, Vita. Yes, so that's all I have. I posted a haul the other day. I've been thrifting a lot. My husband has been sending me out. Sorry. I'm trying to like Christmas shop, and of course, you know, I procrastinate, so I'm trying to get these last minute items. And, while I'm out, I might as well go thrifting, right? The problem is, I'm usually on a time constraint with kids, and I have like appointments and all that, so I go, you know, and usually I drive like 40 minutes because we live in the middle of nowhere. So I drive to my destination, running short on time. So it's like, do I go thrifting? Or do I go look for this Christmas present? And if you know me, you probably know what I choose. So I go to the thrift store. Also, did I reference Christmas Story? I don't know. What did I just say? I haven't watched A Christmas Story in several years. Do you guys also do this? Where you tell your significant other, hey, I'm going to go get groceries. And you're like, okay, well, while I'm out, I'm going to go thrifting. So you go thrifting for like 3 hours. You're exhausted. And you're like, okay, I'm too tired. I'm going to come home. And you don't get groceries. I am very guilty of that, but luckily we have Instacart Express. I mean, it's just Instacart. It's like Prime for Amazon. And so we get free delivery and like discounted fees or something. So I'll just order our groceries. It's not a big deal. So Ellie, you have new tag. Oh yes, I'm guessing for Christmas shopping, definitely. And that may be why my sales, so I look back on eBay. For a while I was down by like 30 to 40% sales, and now I'm actually up by 20%. And I think I'm being more selective with items that I'm listing, and so my listing price is higher. I will go through actually and share with you some of my sales. Okie doke. And this will be, I'll let you know like what I sold and where I sold it, because as you know, I sell on multiple platforms. Okay, so yesterday I sold a 90s Nike jacket. I think it was a full zip jacket. It was actually tagged as a women's. Vintage women's Nike don't sell as well as men's. So I actually marketed this as a men's and just noted it in the description, and it runs a size smaller. So this was a women's large. I sold it as a men's medium. So in the title, I put women's large, men's medium. And it actually sold for $50. I paid, I think, $3.50 for it. And there was actually some paint, like white paint on it. And so if you see something in the thrift, it's vintage, especially Nike. 90s Nike does pretty good. And even if it has a flaw, you should go ahead and get it. As long as the flaw is not super noticeable. Okay, so that sold... Oh wait, that's the 17th. Is today the 17th? Yeah, okay, sorry, it sold today. My one sale on eBay. I'm not currently running a sale on eBay, and so that could be why my sales are a little slower. Let's see what other cool things sold. I'm not going to tell you all my solds because that's kind of boring. I sold this other 90s vintage Mickey Mouse Christmas sweatshirt. It was a 2X made in the USA. How awesome is that graphic? Love it. Love me some Mickey. And it was in really good condition as well. So I got that for, I think, $1.50 and sold it for $50, and it sold in less than a week. Oh, my ring light is too bright and you can't see how awesome it is. Bummer. Okay. Well, I went to Kohl's the other day for some Christmas shopping, and they had some really cool graphic t-shirts. If you're looking for a t-shirt, you should go to Kohl's. They're currently having a sale, of course. 2 for $20, and the graphic tees are amazing. There's so many throwbacks to, like, people are in their 30s probably, or even maybe even 20s, of like Ren and Stimpy, Beavis and Butthead, Animaniacs, I don't know, I can't even say it right, and you know, just all the popular shows from then. So Ellie, you said tips for starting on, are you saying Poshmark? Poshmark. Ellie, what current platform do you sell on? Do you just strictly sell on eBay? I've been selling on Poshmark for, I think, 3 years. About. Okay. So that was sold on eBay. And these were, I'm shocked. So if you see elephants out in the thrift stores, like figurines or frosted glass elephants, you should consider buying them if they're low price, because elephant collectors, there's a lot of them out there. And I found these ornaments. They were like ceramic, or they were breakable. And I call them bougie elephants. I don't know how ring light's gonna wash them out, but they were very detailed. They were dressed up. That's why I call them bougie. Dressed up like they're going somewhere, or like they're king and queen of some place, but they had a made in Taiwan sticker or something like on their little string. And so I just took that off, the little sticker, and I sold them for $40. I paid $2 a piece for them, so $4, and they sold for $40. Crazy. And they're like unbranded, you know. I sold a silver chain necklace. That was on the 10th. I probably told you about that. Yeah, I did. Yeah, see, my eBay is that slow that I can go back to last week. Wow, guys. Luckily, I cross-post on several other platforms, otherwise I might be in trouble. So, let's go to Etsy. I sold a vintage Knox College, which is in Galesburg. It's like a liberal arts college. I acquired some vintage hats. I had 3 of them, all for sale for, I think, $50. Somebody reached out to me and said they'd be willing to they really wanted just to buy one, and that they pay $35 for one hat. So I said, okay, if you pay $5 or $4 in shipping, I'll create its own listing and you can buy it. So somebody bought this cool Knox College corduroy 80s hat for $35 plus shipping, and I got that one for free. So I just updated my old listing to just show 2 hats. So technically it could actually make more money. Yeah, I wish my ring light focused a little bit better so I could show you. Or I guess just had a bigger picture like on an iPad. Ooh, another fun thing that I'm going to do this next week in 2020 is buy a new laptop. My husband's, that is 10 years old, it was like an expensive gaming computer, finally bit the dust this last week. I'm super sad because I was able to use it to cross-list my items during the day. The other item that sold on Etsy 2 days ago was this really cool 60s, 70s bandana kind of skirt. It was like floral, had mixed patterns on it, I believe. Yeah, it was like paisley, polka dot, floral, really cute. It was a really good size too. Oh no, I guess it was a small. I thought it was larger than a small. Okay, that one sold, I think I told you how much it sold for. Sold for $50 plus shipping, and I got it for probably like $1.50. Like I said, I get my stuff really cheap. Oh no, that was actually in the Halloween section, and I paid $2.22 for it. The Halloween section in the thrift stores are amazing. I find probably it's my favorite time of the year to find vintage clothing. Okay, so that was, I've only had 2 sales on Etsy in the last week. But my winner, if you follow me on Instagram, is a sale on Mercari. I sold a pair of bar stools that were probably from the 80s, can't remember, maybe early 90s, and they're from University of Illinois, which they're called like Fighting Illini, and their mascot used to be the chief, Native American chief, but I think they no longer can use that, and so it's kind of a collectible item, if I can get to it. It's hard for me to talk and show you guys these things. I also sold a pair of kids vintage Levi bibs. I have never came across vintage Levi's for kids, and they actually had the Levi's patch on the back. So I got $30 out of those, and they sold within a couple of days. I sold a cute little kitty cat vintage sweatshirt. How adorable is that? What day did I sell that? Maybe I already showed you that. No, it was only 5 days ago. Where are these bar stools? I wish. Do you guys sell on Mercari? Because when I'm doing my bookkeeping at the end of the month on Mercari, it does not show the sold items in order, and it's supposed to be the most recent to the oldest. That's not true. I just had to go and look up these, and I can't even find them. There they are. Okay, so I was on Facebook probably 2 years ago, and a local thrift store posted pictures of new items that they had on their sales floor, including these bar stools. So I called them, I asked how much they were and if they would hold them for me until I could get there, and they said yeah. So these were $10 a piece. They had a vinyl top and a wood base. They still had the original tags on the bottom of them, and I'll show you a close-up. There's the close-up. Really cool graphic. Now, one of them did have a slash on the vinyl. Luckily, I had a clear patch and I was able to repair it, but there was some paint drips on the legs of the wood, so I just disclosed that in the listing. And honestly, I've had it listed for 2 years. It has been so long, I was like, you know what, they're pretty cool, we'll just keep them. And then they sold. And so Mercari used to have amazing cheap shipping for big items, and then maybe like a year and a half ago they started changing to cubic, so you had to put in the size of the box, and shipping would have probably been $60, but shipping for these huge bar stools was only $30. It only went 4 hours south, thank goodness, but it took me over 2 hours to package and make a box for these bar stools. It took forever, but luckily I had some good shipping supplies, and the buyer released the funds to me yesterday. So those bar stools sold for $175. $175, and I got them for $20. So once you minus fees and my cost of goods, I still made like $130. Completely happy with that. So that's the win for me this last week. What other goodies have I sold? I've sold a few small things on Facebook, nothing major. But I have like not been working. I have been really busy with my kids. My 15-month-old is a hellion. That's what we call her. She is a hellion. She's very verbal, she's very sassy and very stubborn, and she is a climber. She gets on top of our kitchen table, which is glass. And she also broke her glasses. She has a lazy eye. One of her eyes turns in towards her nose, and so in October she got glasses. And she completely ripped off one of these things are called temples. She ripped it off. I super glued it. It lasted a whole day, maybe 2 days. Broke again. We have glasses on order, but and I don't know if I've discussed it before, but it took a good month of her constantly taking the glasses off and me putting them back on her. It was very stressful. So, unfortunately, I'll probably have to go through that again with her new pair of glasses that hopefully come in next week. Yes, vintage, yeah, is for Etsy, Facebook Marketplace. Okay, so Ellie, you sell on Facebook Marketplace. Is that, okay, so Etsy are for handmade items that you make yourself, or for vintage. It needs to be like from the year 2000 or earlier, a vintage item. is defined as an item that is 20 years or older, and true vintage is, I think, from like the 70s and earlier, and then an antique is something that's 100 years older or older. So those are just terms that you want to be familiar with if you're going to sell vintage. So I was on Instagram this last week and stumbled across somebody that was starting to sell vintage, and they were like a newer Instagram account. And they listed something that was modern, and it was a vintage, it was a sweater and it had stripes on it. And it was by the cheap brand Miss Look, which sometimes people mistake for Miss Sook because the tags are kind of similar and it's spelled really similar, but it's Miss Look. Like, I think it's MISSLOOK, or maybe it's only one S. Anyways, they were claiming this sweater was vintage. And so I kindly put in the comments, that it was actually not vintage, but I don't think they responded. Don't know how they felt about me notifying them, but I wanted to share that with them because I was on somebody's Instagram live a month ago, and they were doing a live sale, and I bought a dress for $20 that was supposed to be vintage, and I got it, and it is not vintage, and I was really upset that somebody sold me something that was really not vintage. But you always take that gamble. However, my husband liked the dress on me, so I'm keeping it. I'm not going to sell it for the time being, but yeah, if you're not sure if it's vintage, don't put it's vintage. If it's like vintage inspired, that's fine, but don't claim something is vintage if it's not 20 years or older. And maybe Y2K, that's really popular right now, like the early 2000s. So, Patty, oh, is that what you do? Okay, so when I was previously talking about doing my bookkeeping monthly for Mercari, it is tricky because the sales are not organized properly, which I really wish that they would fix that and have like your monthly sales kind of like eBay does, but they don't that I'm aware of. And so Patty is saying that she clicks on her balance, and then you can see your balance history and like when she was paid for orders. Okay, so when you do that, because I accumulate and like cash out once a week or whatever, so is that showing when you transfer, or is that for each order? Okay, so Vita, you have absolutely no luck with Etsy on your vintage, your 80s vintage. Have you gone to YouTube and looked up like Etsy tips for vintage? Because you really need to know trends and what people are looking for, like cottagecore, grannycore, all the proper terms, not necessarily the brand name, because in vintage clothes, they're not looking up by brand. There are exceptions, like I do really well with 80s and 90s Liz Claiborne, which probably is shocking to some people, but I do pretty well with their pieces. And probably some other common brands, but just in general, I don't even put the title in my, I don't necessarily even put the brand in my title. So I'll put it in the description, but not the title. So it's all about your keywords, look up SEO, how to do your tags, all that. And also, Vita, if interested, and I'm not a guru like at all on Etsy, but if you want, if you want to leave your Etsy name or maybe message it to me on Instagram, I can look at your Etsy store. I'm pretty blunt and honest with people. Like, I will critique you. I like to be critiqued myself. I don't take it personally. I am always looking for ways to improve and to get other people's advice as a buyer, because when you look at your own store, you see it through your eyes. You don't see it from someone else's, and so they have a different take on it. Okay, so yes, for Mercari, it looks like I need to go about my bookkeeping looking at it a different way through my balance history. Okay, well, thank you guys for that tip. See, this is why I love doing a YouTube live, because I'm learning things. I'm hoping I'm sharing and learning or teaching you guys some things. Yeah, Vita, I almost gave up. I was like 3 to 4 months into Etsy before I started to kind of understand it. And I also watch some other vintage YouTube. Also, if you go just watch Instagram or TikToks and see what the younger people are wearing, you kind of get a feel for it. Many YouTubers understandably vent about how they don't get any. Yes, I never offer free shipping. Never. I always charge shipping. I don't overcharge for shipping either. I always go by weight. And so, yeah, I haven't ever had shipping issues. Or, I mean, I don't sell tons on Etsy by far, but I do make regular sales on there. And it's always nice because it's decent sales as well. You've only been on a few weeks. Oh, yeah. So the longer you're on there, you're going to get people that are going to follow your store and like your store and share it. And it's not necessarily a social platform, but people will, they will favorite your shop. And you can also Google how to run sales on Etsy. If somebody leaves an item in their cart, or if they buy one item, you can offer them a discount if they want to buy a second item. There are other ways to, create more traffic into your store. So, yeah, it takes time, and you'll get the hang of it. Just don't give up, because I almost did, and I'm very glad I did not. So, anything else? So I told you before, shoptrilling.com. I am going to probably start doing videos about that in January. I started selling on there how many weeks ago? It's probably been a month now, maybe 5 weeks. And I'm pleased with it. It's not like tons of money, but I only have probably 125 items there. And I've made probably $500 to $600 or more. So definitely worth me gaming up my vintage. I didn't get super serious about only getting vintage till probably 6 months ago. And so I think my average sale price is going to continue to raise once I get all of my modern pieces sold. I think my average sale price will raise. I do not run Black Friday sales. I see a lot of people on Poshmark running like 3 for $20. Like, I don't do that. So, and I don't know, with fast fashion, there's more competition. There's 10 other sweater, like Ann Taylor Loft sweaters for sale on Poshmark, and they're selling theirs for like $14. So the market is, kind of not on your side. But when I'm selling something vintage, it's like one of a kind, and so I'll sit on it, and I don't feel like I have to run sales. I do usually constantly run sales on eBay for 15%, sometimes 20%, and I'll tell you why I do that. I learned this from Nicole State. I learned a lot from her. I've been following her since I've been reselling for 4 years, and she used to sell on eBay. And so if you sell on eBay, here's a tip for you that is very important. You need to run a sale constantly. So when you go, here, I'll actually go on eBay and show you. When you are looking for an item and you go to a listing, so you are looking at something like, let's look up Loft sweater. I don't sell Loft anymore. I used to sell it on ThredUP. Okay. So you go to the sponsored ad, or you go to the listing, you're looking at it, you're scrolling through. Okay, then it shows similar items. So people will scroll down, and sometimes it will be the exact same item for a lower price. However, if you run a sale, they will not show you your competitors. They will show the buyer other items in your store. So that's why even if you just want to run a 5% sale, I think it's also crucial. In most of my sales from eBay now, I've been doing promoted listings for a month, and almost all of my sales are promoted listings. So I just increased my asking price by a couple of dollars to pay for that fee, and things are selling. I will check comps, then I'll raise my price, and people are still buying it. Because when you do a sponsored listing, which is like a promoted listing, those sponsored listings go to the top. People don't want to scroll. They want to get something, and they want to move on with their day. So it's working for me. I've been on eBay for 4 years, and I'm just now doing this. Totally worth it. So I felt like I had something else to tell you guys. It's going on 50 minutes. What else? My week's been pretty boring. Okay, promoted listing, yes, it's an additional fee. So eBay, with their new managed payments, I think the selling fee total is like, what, 12%? And so there is an additional fee, but if you think about it, Poshmark takes an even 20%. So it's similar to Poshmark now if you do the promoted listing. So I do the trending rate, which a trending rate depends on the category and all that. So it's usually 3 to 9%. I never go above 6% typically. I usually stay between the 3 and 6%. So what am I eating? Circus peanuts. I love sugar. So, and I'm drinking a cherry Coke. My husband and I are drinking lots of soda, so hopefully by January 1st we're sick of it and we can give it up. But I do still drink my coffee every morning, sometimes twice a day if I'm having a rough day. And the caffeine gets me through. So, I think I'll be able to give up soda. So yeah. But, okay, so today is the 17th. Next week, a week from now, is Christmas Eve, which I know is crazy. I am not going to have a live because I'm having a family Christmas. So, how much are promoted products? What do you mean, how much? Are you talking percentage? Because I usually do the trending rate, and it varies like 3 to 6% of your sale, but you're only charged that if the item gets clicked through from the sponsored listing. And something to note is I'm on managed payments, and so with managed payments they take their portion of the sale, which is like 10 or 11%, automatically out, because before they used to bill you, and so on the 15th of each month, you'd owe all this money to eBay. And so now they're taking all that out. However, they don't take out the promoted listing fee or your store subscription fee. So that still accumulates, and it's due the 15th of every month. So just keep that in mind if you do promoted listings, that is added onto your bill, which I didn't know. So I went to pay the other day and the money came out. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And it was because of my promoted listings fee. But money is money. I'm not going to argue. My buy-in cost on the items that I flip are so low that I can't argue with 3 to 6%. So, a good quality matcha. What's a matcha? I've never heard of matcha. Yes, so I just dropped one. I've been a pop drinker my whole life. And so I'm also ADD, attention deficit disorder. I do take medication, but I haven't been taking it when I've been drinking coffee because I have like heart palpitations and I don't want to hurt my body. And so, yeah, I've been drinking a cup of coffee in the morning and it just makes me happy. I went and Googled like the benefits of drinking coffee, and it releases serotonin and happy chemicals. However, I do add creamer and sugar. I've previously discussed this, and people have, let me know about other healthier options to add to my coffee because I cannot drink it black. So I'm going to try those out come the new year when I need to cut back on my sugar. Trisha, have I done all my Christmas shopping? I have been out almost every single day trying to finish up. I've gone online and I've done quite a bit of my shopping online like I usually do. But with shipping delays, I'm really nervous, and so it's limited, like what I could get. So yes, I have been going to brick and mortar stores trying to find items, which takes time, and I forgot how much of a hassle it is. So, and like how much I don't like people. I saw at a local boutique this beanie, which is like, like a stocking hat, and it was embroidered, and it said, "Ooh, people," and I really wanted to buy it, but it's like $28, and if you know me, I'm very frugal. So I'm like, I could easily make that. So I think maybe over the next week, I may do that. I have a lot of craft projects that I want to do. Oat milk in my coffee. Yeah, see, an acquired taste. I don't know if I could do that. Plus, how much is goat milk? I'm really cheap. Like, I'm really cheap. It's really sad. Oh, not. Sorry, is that oat milk or goat milk? Yeah, so I do shop on Amazon, like, way too much, but I did buy something today that is coming on Monday, and I think with Amazon, I've had one order that, like, went haywire and went to the other side of the country, and it took, like, 10 days to get to me, but I reached out to customer service, and they refunded me for the whole order, and then it was delivered to me the next day. So I got this order for free. Oat milk. Oat milk. Oat milk. Is that sold at like the normal grocery store or is it like at a Whole Foods? Target, if not mistaken, you spend $100, you get what? Are you serious? Lately, okay, so I'm like in a rural area, but COVID is like super bad right now. I say that every week, but it's getting like worse. And so if I go to order groceries at Walmart, like on their app for grocery pickup, it's 5 days out. Like, who can order groceries 5 days in advance? I can't. So I just don't plan that well. So I've been using Target's like drive-up service where they can have it ready in like 4 hours or under. Are you serious, Darylyn? I've spent so much money at Target recently. And I did not know. Do you know when that promotion ends? Because that's a really good offer. Wow. So, no, I'm not done with my Christmas. I think so I used to make jewelry like 10 years ago. However, I'm very impatient now. I don't think I could do it. But I was at Kohl's doing some Christmas shopping, and I went and looked at the clearance area, and they had some really pretty brooches, like gorgeous brooches. And my grandmother loves like long necklaces that she can just slip over her head, like statement necklaces with a really pretty pendant. And I found one that was a leaf, and her favorite color is blue, and it's like hues of blue. It's gorgeous. And so I'm going to make it into a necklace. So I went to Hobby Lobby today and bought a couple chains so I could, make it really long. And so that's a project I need to do for Christmas. But yeah, Vita, good for you. I tried getting into couponing and I could not understand it. You can order groceries on Amazon on Fresh for fresh items. Really? Really? Are you serious? Because I do like Amazon subscription where we have a lot of our house goods like dishwasher tablets and stuff like that, like, subscribed and sent to us, but I did not know you could order groceries because lately I've been going to the grocery store and I think people are getting back to like hoarding almost where I am at. And so it's kind of hard to find things. Like this last week I went to find my coffee and it was gone. So I drink like the Green Mountain Vanilla Caramel. And so I tried Folgers Caramel Drizzle. I love caramel. And so hopefully it's good, because those boxes of K-Cups are like $13, which is kind of expensive for me. So, oh, why did you stop? I will have to stop in 2021 as they will discontinue. What? They're discontinuing paper coupons? I know a lot of it is digital, and Dara Lynn is good at couponing. She does some with Dollar General. She was gonna let me know. I did get the app. I haven't, because I go to Dollar General pretty frequently as well. But couponing is like a whole other world. I used to watch that show. What was it called? It was on TLC, I think. And it taught, like, crazy coupon people, you know, would go and get like carts and carts of food and stuff. And it would, sometimes like the store would actually owe them money. It was crazy. But talking about shows, completely forgot to tell you guys. I have been binge watching, I think it's called The Wilds. It's is it Netflix exclusive? And it's an amazing show about teenage girls that go on like this trip, and they're plane crashes, and they have to learn. It's so good. You need to go on Netflix and watch it. I think it's called The Wilds, if I don't recall. Trisha, so Poshmark. Yeah, my store, I think I had 850 items on Poshmark, and I was wasting too much of my time sharing my closet and only getting a couple of sales. Like, it was just not worth my time. And so I got a virtual assistant. It's $25 a week, and even if you make at least one extra sale, that will pay for that. And I do. My sales have increased, and so I'm getting all that time back. I would highly recommend a virtual assistant. And I use resellersistant.com. So, that's all I have for you guys. Now remember, I'm not going to be on next week. I'll probably hop on and maybe do an Instagram live. If you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Thrifting is my beach. It is 9 o'clock tomorrow. We are having a couch delivered to us that we bought. So we have to go up to our living room and move our old couch down to the basement. So that's going to be a chore, but that is my plan for this evening. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Stay safe. Yeah, couponing. I wish I could get into it. It's just something I don't do. I'm pretty frugal with what I buy. Yes, Poshmark is totally a time suck. Like, I can't stand it. I will pay somebody to share my closet forever. Like, there's no way I could do it anymore. So, alright guys, well, it's been an hour. I got stuff to do. Tom, Merry Christmas. Yep, that's all I got. Well, thanks everyone for sticking with me, even though I didn't have a whole lot of things to share with you. So, I'll be back on here, I think, the next time. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 31st. Let me double check. So, okay. New Year's Eve. I never do anything. I'm in bed before midnight because I'm old. So, why don't we plan my next live? It's going to be on Thursday, January 31st. So, what I'm proposing is we get a drink. We have some, what are they called? Teenies. Posh Boss Blake named them. Anyways, and quarantinis, that's what they call them, quarantinis. We'll make some quarantinis, drink, and go over our goals for 2021. So, it's always important to have goals. You should write them down. So, thank you, Ellie. Merry Christmas, everybody. Stay safe. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, okay, guys? Have a thrift delicious night, everyone. Bye.